Welcome to episode 1 of the Solution Safari Vodcast. In this video, we will discuss the application of problem-based learning, otherwise known as PBL, in higher education settings. In this episode, we will evaluate how college PBL differs from PBL in K through 12 settings, provide examples of PBL in higher education, and discuss techniques for presenting PBL to adult learners. Although PBL can be applied in any educational setting, PBL in higher education differs from PBL in the K-12 environment. In a college, PBL focuses on the development of advanced skills and real-world application. Leveraging PBL in college means applying principles of andragogy to implementation, taking into consideration the maturity and life experiences of the students. Some students have had lengthy careers, and others are fresh out of high school. In college, the project complexity of PBL tends to be more involved. The fact that students in college may be using PBL in work-based learning environments also adds an extra layer of authenticity to the assignment. Finally, in higher education, the instructor is generally viewed as a mentor or resource for PBL, rather than a facilitator. Let's begin with an example of evaluating a relationship in higher education. Students could be tasked with evaluating a perceived relationship between two things and determining if that relationship is causal or coincidental. For example, in an interpersonal psychology course, students could evaluate a causal relationship between long-term commitment to a partner and a sense of satisfaction in one's personal life. Students may be tasked with assessing a course of action and determining its effectiveness. This method may be done as part of a proposal to recommend a course of action or just as an objective determination of whether a course of action is viable. An example for an environmental science course may be to determine if meeting the regulations for a green farm will financially benefit or create hardship for farmers. If students are tasked with evaluating a theory, they may be asked to test a theory or hypothesis, evaluating what led to the demise of an earlier theory. They may also be asked to investigate the possibilities of a new theory. Psychology students may have a theory that the sudden and drastic shift between humanistic and authoritarian conscience can create PTSD in combat soldiers. Their task would be to investigate the possibilities of this theory. If students engaging in PBL are tasked with considering a phenomenon, they will likely look at cause and effect relationships. It could also involve determining whether the phenomenon is based in factual evidence. Think of paranormal investigators as falling into this category. For example, students may be asked to determine if the strange aircraft being reported across the world are evidence of an alien form or if there is some other explanation for this phenomenon. In its simplest form, PBL involves solving a complex problem. For instance, students may look for a solution to one physics problem, or they may search for a solution to global problems like COVID outbreaks. Students could be presented with the problem of college debt and asked to determine strategies to help students reduce debt. Now let's switch gears and discuss presenting PBL to adult learners. Presenting PBL to adult learners requires different preparation and techniques than presenting it to K-12 learners. Adult learners often perceive college instruction as a more traditional lecture method, so expectations should be set from the first day of the course. Additionally, college students bring various levels of experience, both personally and professionally, to the table. It is important to assess these levels of experience and skills prior to the implementation of PBL and vary instructional methods to address different levels of readiness. Students in higher education prefer to engage in relevant and applicable PBL assignments that prepare them for the workforce of the next course in their program. Here are a few strategies to present PBL to adult learners. First, set ground rules for collaboration and provide grading criteria, such as rubrics, up front. Next, assess students' background experience and readiness for the assignment, and cater your level of involvement accordingly. Next, be sure to frame PBL as a real-world simulation of project management and workplace skills so they can see its relevance. Finally, highlight the self-directed, student-centered nature of PBL to enhance students' feeling of autonomy and ownership. For more information on PBL, including how to build, assess, and implement assignments in higher education settings, check out Teaching at its Best, a research-based resource for college instructors by Linda B. Nilsson.